Have you ever faced a moment in life where you felt like everything just seemed to fall apart and nothing was working out? What if I told you that sometimes these moments can actually be setting you up for something even better? I know it doesn't sound intuitive, but I can tell you from experience that that can actually be the case. I remember a few years ago, I was renting a home with my family. I have twins. My mom was living with me. And I was sent a letter saying that had 6 months to move out. This was during the pandemic, right? So everything was kind of shut down. This is like the worst time this could have happened. And I have to tell you that panic set in big time. I was freaking out. At that moment, I had my own business. I wasn't making a ton of money. Where was I going to go? Especially in the midst of the pandemic where everything was in such uproar, right? And so that initial panic set in. And it took me a while to get out of it. And finally, I said, let me trust that things are somehow going to work out and that there might be something better out of this challenging situation. And I have to tell you that 6 months later, everything had changed. I found a wonderful job. I was able to buy a home, which wasn't even something that I had planned and even thought possible at that time. And reflecting back, that notice kind of pushed me, the notice to leave the home pushed me to think outside the box and think of ways of improving my current life and step into something better. This experience shows how even in chaos, life often nudges us towards something better. And I promise you that whatever you're going through right now that feels completely overwhelming and insurmountable is probably in your life right now for a reason, and it's asking you to think of different ways to improve where you are right now. And so today, we're going to talk about 3 practical steps that you can take when life really feels like it's ready to fall apart or it is falling apart. Step number 1, pause and breathe. And you saw I kind of just paused before saying this, right? And I know you're thinking, this is really pause and breathe. That's so simple. Like, how is that going to help? But I promise you that it will. Because when things are falling apart and challenges show up in our life, our entire system responds and we really feel and can feel out of control. And it's in that moment that calming our system down is what's going to set us on the journey of improvement and figuring things out. So your first reaction is going to be panic, anger, as it was for me. But take a deep breath, take a moment to breathe, pause, and remind yourself that this is not the be all end all. This is just the beginning of a shift. Remember that life throws things at us all the time. And even though they feel like our life is just done, that is not the case. Number 2, get curious. Ask yourself questions like, what might this situation be teaching me? Why has this shown up in my life right now? How can I use this challenge to grow, to change, or allow myself to think of other possibilities, other roads to take, other things to think about that maybe I hadn't thought of before, but here I am now. Because curiosity shifts your mind from fear to possibility. Step number 3, focus on solutions. Instead of spiraling into negativity and focusing on what's happening, which, trust me, I know is so difficult. I have been there so many times. This is why I can tell you that it doesn't have to be this way. Brainstorm actionable steps that you can take. And I'm talking about even small steps, right? I mean, when we're going through something like, for my example, a huge move, it's not like I'm going to think of one step that's going to just get me to, the end of this journey in a jiffy. So it's a matter of breaking things down. What is one actionable step that can get you to the point where you feel like you're moving towards a place where things are starting to feel a little bit better and that you have a plan? This is where ideas, this creates space, let's say, for new ideas and opportunities to emerge. So the next time life throws you a curveball, and we all know that life throws us many curveballs, even if it feels impossible right now, let yourself imagine the silver lining and what might come of this current challenge. Is any of this resonating with you? Because if it is, then please subscribe and also watch this video that I have around one actual step that you can take to really help you manage and respond to life's challenges in a way that will make a huge difference. Ciao.